Hey guys, welcome to Baddie with Cancer. I'm your host, Ishar Smano, and this is my story of as a young cancer patient going through cancer. At the age of 21, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and since then, I've always wanted to make some sort of content out of it, so this is episode 2, the diagnosis. Now, if you haven't gone ahead and watched episode 1, make sure you watch episode 1 before you watch episode 2 because this is a sequel to episode 1. Today I have a very special guest joining me, my mother! Hi, Mom.
Hi everyone, my name is Rosemary. I am Ishtar Samano's mother. I was asked by Ishtar to speak on the podcast.
Thanks for introducing yourself, Mom.
You're welcome.
So, before we dive into episode 2, I just want to remind everyone, if you haven't gone ahead and watched episode 1, make sure you watch episode 1 and then come back to this episode because if you don't watch episode 1, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about because I continue on from episode 1. Okay, so let's get into episode 2. So where we last left off in episode 1, I was at the ER and I was just being told I have lots of lymph nodes everywhere. And then I came home, it was around 1 a.m. And I remember, Mom, you were actually sitting on the couch when I came home.
Yeah.
And I told you about their findings, that they found lots of lymph nodes around my body. So how did that make you feel to hear that news?
It was very shocking, unexpected. It was just, I didn't know anything about this, what's coming. We didn't even know. We didn't even expect any of it.
I remember, I told my sister, she was sitting on the table, and I told her, they found lots of lymph nodes, and she was like, do they hurt? And I said, kind of. And then she said, apparently it's a good sign if they don't hurt, you know?
It's a good sign if they don't hurt?
Or, sorry, if they hurt. They hurt.
It's a good sign if they hurt. Okay.
So that was a bit reassuring to me, too. I didn't expect the news that I got.
Yeah. So we were pretty much aiming that, it's just something probably minor. It's not that serious. So yeah, we were hoping, it's gonna go that way.
Yeah. So a few days later, I had my appointment with emergency medicine. And I went in and I just thought it was a typical appointment because I've been referred to emergency medicine before. So I didn't really know what they were going to tell me. And at first, I see a nurse and she kind of just asks me, she takes my vitals and stuff and asks me about my health history, but they're not really allowed to tell you why you're there. So I didn't really know what I was going in for. And then the resident came and talked to me and asked me a few more questions about my health history. And then he made me sit on the exam table and he felt the lymph node in my groin. And at that time, he was saying the possible causes of it. And he was like, okay, this could be benign due to inflammation, or it can be cancerous. So when he said cancerous, right away my alarm bells started going on. And I was like, what do you mean? I was shocked.
Because this was the first time you heard the word cancerous.
And it's also a fact, they don't tell you if you have it. So I'm like, okay, do I have it? Do I not have it? And at that time, my head was spiraling. I didn't even fully comprehend what I was being told yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I walked to the hospital because the hospital is it's really close to us, maybe 20 minutes away, walking. And when I walked back, I actually listened to The Winner Takes It All. And I just started crying walking home because I was like shocked and I was scared and I didn't know really what was going on because I'm being told you may or you may not.
Yeah.
And then I came home that day and you asked me like what remember you asked me like what did they say?
Yes.
And at first I was kind of like I was not even telling you what they said.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. You were still in the first. I mean, the beginning stage of like understanding it yourself. So that's why it wasn't clear yet what to say, how to say it, and what to do about it. Yeah.
But then eventually I ended up telling you, I think on that same day.
Mhm.
So when I told you, like, how did you feel?
Mm. Well, I I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain it to you, but I know that I am a firm believer. Like, I always, have grace. I always have to think logically, but again, remember, there's always the big power above all of us who can take care of all of us. I mean, the news was shocking. It was a big surprise, unexpected, but I mean, this is what we were facing at the time, and we're still going through it. So,
Yeah, and I think from day one, I told you, like, don't tell my dad because I didn't even want to tell you because I didn't want other people to start worrying, especially if I didn't know yet what was even wrong with me.
mm,
So when I told you, like, I don't want to tell anybody, like, did you feel like that was hard?
yeah, because we are a tight knit family. Like we talk to each other every day about certain things, different things. So it was difficult to keep it like a secret, to hide it from, especially your dad. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when I was at the emergency medicine appointment, they said, like, we're going to do a biopsy of the lymph node, but they scheduled it for August. And then I already had like a hematologist at the hospital
Mhm.
because I had some other benign things with my blood, but it wasn't anything that concerning. So I would just have like follow ups, I think every 6 months with him
Mhm.
just to see how things were. So they were like, your hematologist, like, he's already specialized in this field, so you're just gonna go to him.
Mhm.
So I was a bit um happy that there was no wait for me pretty much since I
Yeah.
was already with him and they were giving me someone who I was already comfortable with and he
Yes.
already knew my medical history, like I didn't have to go over that with someone else.
Thanks God. Yeah.
So I think it was like a week later because my hematologist only works on one day in the benign hematology, so I had to wait until that day. So I think it was about a week later when I went to go see him. And this day I was so stressed out. When I was going to my appointment, I was so stressed out. Like usually I would walk to the hospital and
Yeah.
I tried to walk, but I only got to like one road that's by our house and I didn't have enough time to make it. So I called my mom. I was like, "You have to get my car ready right now. I have to go." Remember that?
Yep. I remember that day exactly like it is today. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when I got to my appointment, like I was a bit late, but whatever. The nurse saw like my vitals and she said your heart rate is very high. And I just said, "Oh, I'm nervous cuz I was going to be late." I just blamed it on that. And then yeah, and then when my hematologist came in the room, like I had to repeat what I had been told and it was very, very hard for me. Like, I just started crying, and I told him, like, I'm sorry, but it's just very hard for me. And he sat there and he was like, it's okay, like, you can take a minute. And then he was reassuring me, like, even if it is lymphoma, that is very treatable. And then at the appointment, like, he also examined the lymph node. And the lymph node, it was like moving. And when it doesn't move, that's an indication of cancer. So, in a way, like, for me, it was kind of reassuring to know that it was moving. But I was still very stressed because they're telling me you might have this or you might not have this. And my hematologist even said, like, we're gonna do your biopsy earlier because sometimes he will get poked late. And when he said that, like, I kind of started getting scared. But I'm very grateful for him because he moved my biopsy, like, I think it was 2 weeks after that appointment, 1 week even after. And I was just very grateful that he was able to get me in a good time frame.
That's good.
So my biopsy was scheduled for, I think it was like a week or two after I saw my hematologist. And while I was waiting, like, my health started to go down. Like, like, I couldn't walk on my own and stuff anymore. I was having a hard time. And specifically before I did the biopsy, I think this was the day before, it was like your birthday, and we went to, like, go walk, like, by, like, this water. And you guys, like my sister and my mom were ahead of me, and I was, like, trying to catch up, but it was so hard. And I had an Apple Watch, and my heart rate, it was telling me, like, it's like 150, 140, and I was barely even doing, like, any walking at that time. So during that time, why do you look like?
Because when I remember my birthday and how we didn't even, uh, consider what's going on with you. We didn't even, I don't know, we missed it. We didn't know. It was just a time where I think we should have paid more attention, maybe.
So when you saw that it was hard for me to walk and I couldn't keep up, like, what were you thinking?
That day, uh, we didn't have any information. We didn't know anything. We didn't have any information. We know you were sick. Uh, we thought it's maybe back. I think you were complaining of back pain all the way, like you were not able to sleep on some days. And we were thinking maybe it's your back problem getting worse, or the pain is getting, more severe. But I think, yeah, my every time I remember when you were sitting on that bench and we were walking, we went around, I don't know, one time, two times around that Avon River, and you were just sitting, you were just, um, like, the look on your face, it tells like you're not, like, you're very, very sick person. Yeah, when I remember it, it brings really, I mean, some feelings that
Yeah,
it's very difficult.
I remember, like, you guys told me to go sit on the bench because I couldn't walk, and I just sat there and I just started crying
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
like, it's like I felt like, why am I even here?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because when we were home, ready to go, you said, no, you were not, up to it. You were not feeling good to go for a walk. And then because it was my birthday that day, and you said, it's your birthday. I want to go. I want to celebrate it with you. And yeah, it was.
Yeah, so after you guys like did your walk, I remember like I told you like the thing is growing and I was crying really hard. Like my mom was sat on a bench
Yes.
and I noticed that the lymph node was growing and I told you when I was crying like what did you think in that moment?
I was ignorant. I was just not. I mean, it was there. There was something wrong. I don't know why. It was just I didn't think of. I mean, we didn't. Yeah, we should have paid attention more to the symptoms. Definitely, it was not. It was not the best thing I did, or I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely hard for not just like us, but even because like I told my mom like I don't want anyone else to know. So when I would talk to her about this stuff, like it was like I would have to make sure nobody was around, and like it was hard. And then I think it was 2 days after your birthday or a day after, I had my lymph node biopsy, and even to get there like you had to push me on a wheelchair, I think, or no, you asked me do I want a wheelchair, but
Yes.
I thought like it was just too much work, so I just ended up
Yes.
walking there. But I really needed to sit down after we got there. When I
Yeah.
was checking in, even though it's like 5 minutes to check in, or not even, maybe like 2 minutes,
You were
I had to sit down. I was out of
short
breath.
of breath. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the one who checked us in, like she was a Syrian and she's part of our community. So then I was like to my mom, like I hope she doesn't go and tell other people now that I was here, because I didn't want other people to know. Like that was my main thing. Like I didn't want to worry other people, even my dad, like even the people in my house. I didn't want them to worry. But I knew I had to tell somebody because I can't go through all these appointments that were coming up, and like you're gonna ask me what is it for, because I never would ever go to the hospital, rarely for appointments. So anyways, so after I did my biopsy, a few days later I was sleeping and then my mom comes in the room and she's like, your doctor's on the phone. And I was like, okay. So I took the phone and then he told me basically like it's suspected that you have lymphoma, but we need to do a PET scan to be sure. And when I heard that, like instantly, like I told my mom, and my mom was like, "Well, maybe the cat scratched you, and that's why you have so many lymph nodes." You remember? Because I
Yeah.
guess nobody could believe it. I couldn't even believe it, and it was hard because I was being told like there's evidence, but we can't like really say that you really have it until we do the PET scan. So while I was waiting for the PET scan, like it was very hard for me. Like I would go to bed, I would get these nightmares about what like the future would look like if this is the case. There were weddings that I missed out on because like I could not even walk. Um, yeah, I was not hungry. I was not eating much. And one time, like, me and my family were sitting and having dinner, and my dad was like, "You have to eat or you'll be sick, or you'll get sick." And I was like, "Well, I'm already sick." Like, there were many times where I was about to say it, but I didn't even feel comfortable saying it. So that week was very bad. There was also one specific day where I woke up, it was like 5 a.m., and I went to the bathroom. And even though the bathroom is a few steps away from my room, like going to the washroom was so hard for me. Like my whole head was spinning on the toilet.
Why sitting on the toilet?
But that's the truth. Like my head was spinning. And then I came into the living room because at this time I was so dehydrated as well. Like I was drinking so much. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I came into the living room, into the kitchen, and I tried to grab like something to drink, and then my whole head was spinning, and then one of the bottles like fell on the floor, and I could feel like, okay, like I'm about to like pass out. And then my mom was sitting in the living room, and right away like she came and helped me and sat me down. And this was at like were you already there? Like were you awake or did I wake you up?
I think I was in the living room. My sleep was, yeah, was kind of, I wasn't sleeping straight like through the night. So some nights, I'll sleep for a couple of hours. I'll get up and walk around and just to check and see. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And then it got to a point where I was just sitting on the couch all day, every day. We have like a big squishmallow, and I would find that laying on that squishmallow, like it would bring me comfort in a way because there was a certain position that I could get into on it that no other like pillow or anything gave me that sort of comfort. Um, and to this day, like even looking at that couch, I sit on it and stuff, but it gives me like bad like energy. Like it gives me. I think I have like some PTSD or something from that couch. And even like when we watch like movies or anything together, like I just remember this time. I don't want to put bad memories like when we're together watching stuff now, but that's how it was before. I would just watch TV all day. And eventually I also like developed a cough as well. And this cough, it was like not like a cough that I ever had before. Like it would not go away. My dad bought cough medicine, cough drops, and I would take that and it would still not go away. I just thought I was sick, like I had a cold or something, but it wouldn't go away. And also like my voice, like I would try to talk, but sometimes like it was just hard. I don't know, like it was hard for me to even talk.
Oh, you got
Hi
power,
guys, so I potentially have
superpowers.
lymphoma,
Do
so I
you even know
bought
how to
some
wield them?
head wraps
I got
because I'm probably gonna lose
children,
this hair, which
are
is really sad because I've been
special,
growing it
but
out
not like you.
since it's been over
No, not
10
like
years. I
you.
wanted to do a little
You're
haul.
just
Don't
like a
mind the
flower,
sword. I'm gonna show you guys the first one. It's
ever
like a
giving,
flowery pink. I thought
that
it
you're
was really cute.
giving.
I don't want to open
All
it.
God's children
Has
are
flowers and it's
special,
pink because
but
I
not
really like
like
pink.
you.
Matches my vibe and
No,
it's
not
something
like
that
you.
I like. I like flowers, so it's the first one.
Lift your head
Then
to
on to
the
the second
sky.
bag. Um, and then yeah, so it got to a point where I couldn't even get up to even brush my teeth or anything. My mom had to bring like a bowl of water to the couch with my toothbrush, and my hair, I just kept it in a braid for days because it was, even to walk to the living room from to the dining room from the living room, like it was so hard for me to even get up to eat dinner, to eat food, and it was hard. And then about a week or so later, after I did the PET scan, um, my hematologist like had the results of the PET scan, which showed that I had lymphoma. But I was actually like on this day, I was actually at a different hospital and I was sedated because I was doing like another procedure. So obviously I didn't answer my phone. And I guess he called you.
Yep.
And what did he
Yeah, he
like tell
called
you?
Bob first.
So Bob is my dad.
Yeah, he called him and he got my number. Yeah, he wanted to. No, he asked where's Ashtar. So Dad told him that she is at the hospital with her mom. So then he called me to ask about you. He said, again, where is Ashtar? And I said to him, she's doing a procedure. She's sedated, and we're almost like I was about to go and get you. It was time to to get you up, and yeah. And he said, well, that's fine when she's done, or when you can bring her upstairs, or when she's done the procedure. I need to see her right away. Yeah.
And that's it's funny because apparently when I woke up, my mom told me like, oh, like you have to go see your doctor, and apparently I started crying, but I don't even remember because I was like so sedated that I don't even remember. Like, how was I? Like, was I crying or like?
I think your eyes were. You can see tears in your eyes. So I didn't know whether it was whether because you were crying or because of the sedation. Because sometimes, yeah.
And also, like, before that procedure even started, I get in the room and my heart rate was really, really high. Like, I think it was at 140. And during this time, like, it was really high during the time when I first got diagnosed. And, the one who was doing the procedure, the doctor, he was like, "Oh my, should we get an ECG?"
Oh, that's what he said.
And then apparently, actually, when I was asleep, they did an ECG. So
They did?
yeah, they did.
Okay.
So anyways, so then all I can remember is being in the car and driving to the other hospital where I had to go to see my hematologist. So how was it? Like, was I even able to get up and to like change and stuff?
No, because I drove you, remember, to the entrance, and Dad was there waiting in the parking
No,
lot.
like after the endoscopy.
No, you were not able to walk, not even going to the endoscopy procedure. Because I remember I was holding your hand. I was making sure I'm walking with you. I was making sure we're walking step by step to the car to get you in the car. You were not able to do lots and lots of things.
Yeah. And so I remember getting to the cancer center at my hospital. That's what I remember. And I remember my dad coming out with a wheelchair. And then my mom, I guess she had to go, like she had to work or something. And then I remember just sitting in the room. And it felt like forever, like to wait for the doctor. Okay, guys, this is Batty with Cancer. I am your host, Ishar Samano, and we are out.
Peace.